Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. I've mentioned before that growing up, I was always baffled by the King James, and I think New King James as well may say, be anxious for nothing, which I took as an imperative command. That is, even if you don't have anything to worry about, worry. Be anxious for nothing, for no reason. You better be worried. I should? I think of something to worry about. And that's not it, right? The idea is, no matter what, anxiety is not the cure. And this can be taught in a way that just adds more anxiety, that there's just an albatross around people's neck, a burden to wear them down. Like, you got a lot going on, right? You got that thing, you just don't know how it's going to work out. And you got the kid you're concerned about, and the mortgage you're behind in, and is that job interview going to come the way you need? But if you're at all concerned about this, that's your biggest problem. That's not the idea. That's not the case here. We see the Apostle Paul. He writes to the Thessalonians. He was there a short period of time, preaches the gospel, founds a church, all kinds of persecution. He gets driven out of town. He's worried sick about whether the Thessalonians are going to stick with it, or whether they're going to be persecuted to the degree that they just forsake Christ. And when he sends Timothy and gets back a good report that they're holding on to Christ, they're continuing to believe, they're continuing to meet, to worship, they haven't been dissuaded from following Christ on the basis of persecution, he says, now we live, right? Now I can breathe again. Now I can resume normal life. I was just terrified, sick over your spiritual state. We'll see in a classic passage that we'll cite in just a few minutes. Paul talks about being burdened beyond measure, despairing of life itself. So it's not a sin in itself to feel concerned, to feel overwhelmed. But the point of the reminder here is that the anxiety itself is not the solution. The answer is to take those things in prayer to the Lord who cares and who can do something, who can strengthen us, who can help us, and who wants to.